Hey guys, it's Miss Katie Jane from the Hoover Library, and I'm here today with all sorts of amazing nonfiction books, informational books that are about heroes that you could read this summer. During the summer read theme, every hero has a story. We're going to start with this one right here. It is called Bad News for Outlaws, The Remarkable Life of Bass Reeves, Deputy U.S. Marshal. It's written by Vonda Michaud Nelson. Now, what are you doing?
I wanted to have a mustache.
I know, but I'm trying to talk about this book, and you're coming in with a mustache, and he doesn't just have a mustache. If you're going to be him, you need a hat, too.
Hat, okay.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm going to tell you why there's this book about this guy. Bass Reeves was a slave. And when he was free, was he just living his normal life? No, they asked him to be a deputy U.S. Marshal. This was huge. They asked an African-American man to be in charge of people and arrest people and carry guns. So,
Got a hat now.
that is like a farmer hat. You need this black, like a cowboy hat.
Black, okay.
Yes. So anyway, he took down all sorts of villains. I mean, he was famous for how many people he was able to capture and bring to justice. Some of the villains were so afraid of him, they just turned themselves... What? Okay, that is not a hat. That's a cooking pot, which I'm sure he used a cooking pot, but that's not even a hat. So, that's why the book is called Bad News for Outlaws. Once he was in charge, once he had the badge, bad news for them. Crime rate went way down, jails filled up. Oh no. Okay, you at least look like him, but that's not the most important part. Yes, his mustache is awesome. Yes, his hat is awesome. But if you want to find out why he's really awesome, you need to read this book. It's featured on our blog list called True Tales of Supermen. What? Really?
Ha! Oh! Ha! Ha!
Okay, obviously, Jeremy heard that the next book is called Want to Be a Knight?
I Want to Be a Knight.
It's by Paul Mason, and is filled with heroes from the Middle Ages. And yes, it will talk about their swords, and yes, it will talk about their armor, but it's going to tell you all the things that really made them heroes. So if you want to find out how to be a knight, read this one. It's going to be featured on the list called True Tales of Knights Quit. All right, so this next book is awesome. It is called U.S. Marines by the Numbers by Elizabeth Rom.
Wait. I understand Marines, but what does
Yes.
the numbers have to do with it?
Well, this book is awesome because it reveals like important numbers in the life of a Marine. Like, for example, 794,000.
That's a large number.
Yes, that is the number of Marines that served in the Vietnam War.
That's a lot of Marines.
And then also, very important number, 6.
No, 6 cannot be, that's too small.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's very important because that's the number of pairs of underwear that are in a seaman's bag when he joins the Marines. Underwear is important.
Underwear is important.
Mm-hmm.
6, only 6?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you got to do some laundry.
Okay.
Also, the number 1775.
I don't know what that one is at all.
That's a year. That's the year the Marines were founded, 1775.
That's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. And here's a very important number, 589,764.
That's another large number.
Yes, it's big. It is the number of bottles of water that the Marines distributed during the earthquake disaster in Haiti in 2010.
They were helping a lot of people.
Yes, the U.S. Marines help lots of people, and you can find out even more awesome numbers about the Marines when you read this book, U.S. Marines by the Numbers. Find it on the list, True Tales of the Military.
Excellent.
All right, so our next book features some characters you may have read. They're not true books. It's called Magic Treehouse. You ever heard of them, Jack and Annie? Well, on their adventures, they've survived all sorts of things, and so they want to teach you how to survive them in their Magic Treehouse Survival Guide by Mary Pope Osborne and Natalie Pope Osborne. You could learn all sorts of things, like you could learn how to survive a shark attack.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
You could learn how to survive, like, a gator encounter.
How you doing?
Oh my goodness. And, like, say for example, that you're out in the ocean and you're minding your own business and all of a sudden, there's a thing with tentacles and now it's on me. Okay, we're going to have to cut this book talk short because I haven't read every single part of this book, so I don't know how to survive these encounters. But you will when you get Magic Treehouse Survival Guide. You'll find it on the list called True Tales of Survival and Rescue. All right, we just did human survival and rescue, but now we're going to talk about some animal heroes. There's all sorts of amazing stories about what animals are able to do. This book we're going to talk about is called Snow Search Dogs. Okay, that was random. Snow Search Dogs is about dogs who are specially trained to save people who've become trapped, like in an avalanche, or maybe they got lost in the wilderness and then it started to snow. And what are you doing?
Why
are you throwing snowballs at me?
I'm trying to trigger an avalanche.
Why do you want to trigger an avalanche?
Because I want to see the Snow Search Dog.
Oh no, I don't like where this is going.
Are you ready?
Oh no. Ah! Snow Search Dogs by Sarah Green.
Where's the dog?
Cut! All right, this next book is not, it's nonfiction. It's not technically true because this is from the list called Tales of Folklore and Mythology, which means that the stories have kind of morphed and twisted over the years. This book is called Junior Genius Guides, Greek Mythology by Ken Jennings.
Do 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 do.
I can't believe it! Mr. Jeremy is actually contributing.
Yes.
He's throwing snowballs at me, and that's sort of helpful, but this is so much more helpful because who is Ken Jennings?
He was the guy that won on Jeopardy like 74 times.
74 times. He won $2.52 million with all the stuff in his brain. And in this book, he's put all the stuff he knows about Greek mythology into one place. So if you're a huge Percy Jackson fan and you want to know more about the myths behind the story, this is the book you're going to want to grab. And if you like those kind of stories in general, you'll want to grab all the books on this list. Remember, the book is called Junior Genius Guides, Greek Mythology by Ken Jennings.
You didn't phrase the book in the form of a question.
All right, so our next book is from a list that features some everyday heroes that you may have seen before. True Tales of Firefighters and Police. And the one we're going to talk about today is called Smoke Jumpers by Mish Goldish. This is about firefighters that jump out of airplanes with parachutes to fight wildfires. So, what Mr. Jeremy was demonstrating is how dangerous this work is, especially if you're jumping, from a stool with a storytime parachute. But when you're jumping out of planes into the middle of a wildfire to fight the fire, these people have to be fit, they have to be brave, and they also have to have a lot of know-how about fires. Do you have those yet, Jeremy?
No, that was tough.
I know. Maybe you should start by reading this book. It's called Smoke Jumpers by Mish Goldish.
I'll do that.
All right, this is going to be our most serious book talk because it's about something serious. This book is called I Am Malala, How One Girl Stood Up for Education and Changed the World. This is featured on a book list called True Tales of Wonder Women. And Malala was a super fantastic person who was able to do so much. But did she have superpowers? No. She's just a normal girl, just like you're a normal girl. Or maybe a normal boy. Anybody can do what Malala did. You just have to be willing to stand up for what you believe in. When you read this, you'll realize, I am Malala.
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 Yes, even Jeremy. I told you, anyone who makes a difference can say, I am Malala. All right, this is our final book talk for this one. And this book is actually from the first week of blogs about True Tales. This one is True Tales of Comic Creations, which means there's all kinds of books about comics, but this one is called Who is Stan Lee? You'll notice it's in that biography series where everyone has this really big head. This one was written by Jeff Edgars. Now, who is Stan Lee? You don't know? He's super famous. He's responsible for creating the most famous superheroes that there are. He created Spider-Man. Oh my goodness, Spider-Man is here. He created the Hulk, Iron Man, X-Men, and of course his most famous, is this guy. So if you want to find out more about the guy whose brain thought up of all these amazing superheroes, you need to read this book, Who is Stan Lee? If you want to know who's this masked man, I bet you can guess. That's right, Mr. Jeremy. But he was helpful this time, so for him. Remember, you can find all the books we talked about on some lists available on our website, www.hooverlibrary.org. Remember, if you want great books, check out the web.
Website. Ha!